You mentioned that your whole family has these power plates in their homes and that you have one in each of your clinics. Can you share with the audience why you think it's so important?
Yeah, um, we are in our profession, we're like carpenters, and we have different tools that can be used at different times. And what I found is that with vibration, I can help my clients and my kids and my family with three things. And the first is to prepare for exercise. How do you exercise so that you don't get injured, so that the warm-up time is easier? All the things that are necessary to get into the game, and it doesn't have to be a sports game, but to prepare your body to go out and move more effectively. I think that's very important. And that's one of the things that, frankly, we have missed as we talk about exercise. We always talk about the highest performance, but we don't talk about the preparation of the body and to get ready for performance. The second, not only do you have to prepare, you want to perform at the very highest level. And I use an example that I think makes the most sense. If your listeners would go into their pantry and take a box of spaghetti and take the spaghetti out of a box and hold all that spaghetti in one hand, it's a bundle of spaghetti. That's exactly what a muscle looks like under a microscope. And if you try to bend the spaghetti before anything's happened to it, it's very brittle. It will break. But if you pour warm water over it, the spaghetti becomes loose and pliable. In the same way that if we warm up the muscles, then when they get to the performance time, they can be much more effective. A warm muscle that has blood, that has oxygen, that is ready to perform, ready to fire, people perform at much higher levels. Then the third part is the recovery part. After we exercise, there is a mandatory part of just calming the body down and relaxing it. And so we prepare, we perform, we recover. But your question was, why do I give it to my kids and why do I have it in my clinics? Because each person needs something that's unique for them, but they still need to prepare, perform, and recover at every stage. And I want to ingrain that in their day-to-day thought about how they can move and move most effectively. And with vibration, it doesn't do it as the only way of preparing, performing, and recovering, but it certainly makes it a lot easier and it certainly makes it a lot faster.
I had never thought about using the power plate prior to a workout until you just said that, which is wild.
If you were to
How did
come
I
to our
not think of
clinics,
that? That's crazy. Yeah.
if you were to come to our clinics, in our waiting room, we don't have chairs. We have vibration units.
Oh, I love that. Oh, that's so
We don't
great.
want you to come into our waiting room and sit. We want you to come into our waiting room and turn the machine on.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I have been plagued by a series of injuries over the past couple of years. And just as I got on my feet again, I get hit with another one. And I'm tough. I will train around it. I have a great coach. We train around it. I never stop moving. I never stop strength training. But I go through this arduous warm up because I don't, as we get older, I used to skip my warm-ups, but as we get older, obviously things tear and they don't tear so kindly the more that it happens. And so I had not thought of using that as a pre-workout. Really, that's fantastic. Plus, I'm sure it gets your brain going and gets your central nervous system working, which is so important, I think, as part of exercise is, having your CNS turned on.
We talk to our clients about preparing the body to move. If you're going on a trip, you get the GPS of where you're going. You prepare the car. If you're going out on a family picnic, you prepare the meals. The same with exercise or movement in daily activity. We want
Yeah.
people to think about warming up as an integral part of performing at the best that you can perform.
Do you think that using a vibration plate daily, like just as a morning sort of waking up exercise is indicated, or do you prefer that people use it in more of a structured protocol, like, a couple times a week for X amount of time, or maybe because I've been getting on it, I get on it for about 5 minutes every morning just to kind of get my lymph flowing?
The answer is yes to both questions. And here's why. Many, not all, but many of the patients that come into our clinics, their exercise or their activities start at zero or close to zero. So anything we get them to start doing is better than 0. Now, if I go from 0 to 10, that's a numeric of 10. That's great. There still might be 90 more clicks to go. But if I just get them started, if I just get the muscles warmed up, if I can shunt the blood from the trunk to the exercising legs or the exercising arms, whatever activity you're doing, I know they will feel better. Oxygen carries oxygen, blood carries oxygen. Oxygen is the gasoline for muscles. If I can deliver more blood and oxygen to the muscles, then I know that when they turn the engine on, their human, their machine, their body, I know that they'll perform at a higher level.
Yes.
That's my job, is not to make perfect performing people. My job is to get people feeling like I can do whatever I want. And when they say, well, getting up in the morning now is easier, what else can I do? What else is possible? That's when we hook them. That's when we say, okay, now what's the exercise program? Because you see the light, you know that you feel better. What else can we do? And we talk about doing it individually, because each person we want to treat with their own program based upon where they are, how much time they have, how much capacity they have. Let's say that you're a family with 3 or 4 kids. You may not have a lot of time to go exercise. You may be on your feet at your job, and your feet are swollen when you come home. You tell me the situation, and then we'll write the program for our patients, so that vibration is an integral part, not the only part, but an integral part of their day-to-day routine.